Facebookers, this is Dr. Phil once again with Total Performance Physical Therapy. Today, I'm going to talk about the squat. Last night when I was at the gym, I encountered a situation that really kind of disappointed me and scared me. I was squatting, and I saw two high school kids next to me that had no clue what they were doing. They were very unsafe. They weren't fooling around or anything like that. They just were trying to do the squat exercise and had no idea what they were doing. They were trying to work out for their football team, and they were doing everything wrong. So this is really a hot button for me because every time I go to the gym, I see people doing stuff wrong, and I'm really amazed at the resiliency of the human body and how people can constantly and consistently do different exercises wrong and, not get hurt. But there are things that can happen where you will get hurt. So today we're going back to school where this is squat 101. So I love squats. Being a former strength and conditioning coach before I became a physical therapist, I made sure all my athletes not only performed them correctly, but made them a consistent part of their workout. It's been estimated that squats can recruit up to or more than 200 muscles in the human body. I think this is a great fundamental exercise that can not only improve athletic performance, but quality of life. When you're doing a squat, you basically have a load on your back. It's compressing the bones in your body, promoting bone growth, muscle strength. You go down, you pick up your kid and bring him back up, you're doing a squat. You pick up heavy groceries up off the floor, you're doing a squat. I could go on and on about how this translates into real life and translates into athletics, but this is to show you how to safely do a squat. So here, our setup at Total Performance Physical Therapy is a little more on the professional side. This is something you'll see in a college weight room, even pro weight room. You see you have the squat cage and you have catch bars. When you have a squat rack in your gym, I highly recommend that everything is set up to your body. So one of the mistakes these kids made is that the bar was way too high. When you set up for the squat, you want to make sure that the bar is just below your shoulder level. If it's too high, you see people coming up on their toes and coming back. They're very unbalanced, they're very unsafe. So here, this is set up where I need to get underneath it to set up for a proper squat. Everything should be form before function. I don't care how much you do, I don't care how many reps you do, but if you're doing a correct fundamental squat, that's what I love, that's what I want to see. So, you have the bar set up to your height. Again, it should be just about your chest level, definitely under your shoulder width. You want to make sure that the bar is evenly set up on the rack. So, I set up the bar evenly. So this is going to set up the bar sitting evenly on me. So the bar is evenly on the rack. Now, I'm going to place my hands evenly on the bar. And if you swing around and look, you can see that you have the flat, smooth surface of the bar, followed by a knurling, followed by another smooth little notch in the bar. I personally like to set up my hands where my pinky goes around that smooth notch on the end. So now that my hands are evenly placed on the bar, that's evenly placed on the rack, I can line up myself so that my head is as close to the middle of the bar as I can get it. I'm going to come up. And if your squat rack has a mirror in front of it, this is great because you can see where your shoulders are in relation to the knurling. So now I'd like to get up underneath the bar. My feet are between hip and shoulder width apart. So as I look in the mirror, I see that my shoulders are even to the knurling, that rough spot on the bar. My pinky is going around the smooth part between the knurling of the bar. So now I am prepared to lift the bar up off the rack. So here we go. Take a step back away from the rack. Again, I set up my feet, set up between hip and shoulder width. You can see I'm nice and straight. I'm not slumped over. I'm not overly extended. I'm nice and straight, nice and neutral. So now, we're going to go through triple flexion, which is flexion at the ankle, knee, and hip joint. Head and chest are up. Triple flexion is occurring. Coming down smooth and in control. until my thighs are parallel to the ground. And then I come back up, and I've completed 1 repetition. Again, you want to make sure that your chest stay up, your back is straight, you get the parallel, come back up. That's the 2nd repetition. When I'm done, I smoothly, calmly walk back to the position on the rack. And I bring it back down. So, doing a squat is very fundamental for all kinds of movements, all kinds of activities in daily life. You don't want to do too much weight. Again, it's form over function. When you have a setup that has a catch bar, I highly recommend it, because if you ever are challenging yourself, doing too much weight, maybe you don't have trust in a spotter, maybe you're by yourself, you have the rack to catch you. So again, it's all about safety. I don't want to see anybody get hurt doing the squat. So again, we're coming up underneath. You set up evenly, come up. If you're in a situation where you cannot return the weight back to the rack, use the catch bar for your safety. So I come down, I feel that I can't return the weight, I can't get it back up, I can just drop it on the catch bar, and now I can stand back up smoothly and safely. So we've talked about how I was going down to parallel. If you're doing the squat for the first time, you don't have to get to parallel. I'm not training you guys, or you may not be training yourselves to be powerlifters, where you need to drop down to parallel to have that squat count. If we're just trying to be functional, just trying to be healthy, just trying to be fit, you can come down to where you're, 40%, 60% depth. So if you are starting out and you feel comfortable just dropping down halfway, just drop down halfway. Just like that. Nice and easy. So that's the squat in a nutshell. That's very safe. I love it. It's great. Very applicable. Patients. We use it for patients once they progress from simpler exercises